What if I told you that your mental health diagnosis and possibly your therapy sessions could be hurting you more than helping you if you aren't careful? Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Coach Amanda here. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video as well as hit that subscribe button so I can keep delivering awesome content to you. This video is certainly not about bashing therapy. In fact, I am a firm believer in therapy and I know it helps so many people across the world. And this video is certainly not about minimizing the reality of having mental illness because it is very real. Rather, this video is more about providing you with caution as you move forward in your healing journey, as well as hopefully enlightening you and helping you self-reflect to enhance your self-awareness. The truth is, your therapist is not some superhuman who has all of the knowledge within their brain to give you all the answers that you are seeking. In fact, they are just like you and I. The only difference is they have a very valuable degree under their belt. And this equips them with everything they really need to know in order to interact with patients and help them. One of the most important things in a therapist's role is to keep their personal life and their personal feelings separate from their patients' feelings and stories. And because they are human, just like you and I, there is certainly going to be therapists who have things go on in their life or traumatic events that they have survived that are still going to decipher how they react and analyze your situation. If your doctor hasn't learned how to heal from their own past or heal from their own present or whatever they're dealing with, they haven't healed themselves and they're easily triggered, then that's certainly going to affect how they analyze you. On top of that, they are listening to negative stories all day. They are listening to patients share every piece of hardship in their life, and it's so much negative energy that they are constantly taking on. So again, if they are an individual who is extremely empathetic and can feel all of this, it's going to start to weigh them down mentally. So it's common knowledge that a lot of therapists have therapists to deal with all this negative energy that they have to take on day in and day out. And questions began to arise in my life when I noticed in my personal life, talking to people, as well as being a hairstylist for 16 years and listening to people's stories, I started to have red flags raised when I heard so many people mention how they've been in therapy for 3, 5, 10, 20 years, yet they don't really sound healed at all. And I started to question this because I thought, isn't the point of going to therapy not to go for the rest of your life and to only go when it's needed? Then I think, well, maybe people just need somebody to talk to because that's also a very valid thing in life. People need people to hear about their life circumstance, people who are not tied to them personally. But at the same time, shouldn't it be the therapist's overall goal to help you heal and grow? And so I went down this rabbit hole studying about this, and as I was getting my life coaching certification, I kind of realized how many unhealed people there are, how many people there are who continuously find themselves in this pattern type situation. So I realized when you have a bad therapist, and not a bad therapist as in they're a bad person, but just somebody who probably shouldn't be giving advice or helping guide others because they have so many problems of their own. When you have this therapist who isn't exactly the best fit for the job, you have this person who is going to validate all your feelings. And feelings are absolutely valid in situations, but the whole point of pinpointing those feelings is to help an individual not live in them. When you have a therapist who is telling you that you have a right to feel this way and then fueling the fire with throwing on top of it, yeah, that person is not mentally stable. That person you dealt with is a horrible human. Having never even talked to this third-party person that is brought into the conversation, when they are now analyzing this third-party person without ever meeting them or talking to them, they are now just validating your feelings to make you feel good. Because at the end of the day, every story has two sides, right? And especially when we are in our feels and we are venting to a therapist, we can sometimes overreact or blow up a situation in a certain light. And when your therapist takes it into their hands to not just analyze your feelings, but starts to bring in this other person and analyzing theirs and then validating your feelings regarding everything, they are now just making you feel good in a really bad situation. And you might ask yourself, well, what's the problem with that? You know, like, yeah, that feels good. They're hearing me. They're listening to me. Are they? Because before you know it, they're going to diagnose you with depression or anxiety. And they're going to place blame for those chemical imbalances in your brain on this person, place, situation, whatever. The reality of healing and moving forward rests within forgiveness. So if your therapist isn't focusing on you forgiving, and not just in a mental sense of, yeah, I forgive them, I'm going to let it go. Forgiveness is such a more deep and complex issue, and it would actually take several sessions of a therapist focusing in on the importance of forgiveness and letting go of a situation for you to ever get healed from it. However, in my own personal life, all the stories I've heard of people who have been in therapy for 10 years, they don't ever heal from their feelings. They just get them validated, and then they get a diagnosis slapped on top of it. And before you know it, they're on all these different medications to help their mental state, and they're told that they are, it's not their fault, and they have this mental instability regarding the chemicals in their brain, et cetera, et cetera. And you need to realize that this is all a money flow. If your therapist can validate your feelings and not actually help you heal from them, then you are going to continuously come back, which is going to put money in their pocket. And when they know that you feel a certain negative way regarding something you've shared with them, and they know that they can get those dopamine levels in your brain to spike by validating them, they are going to become your best friend. And by continuously reminding you that it's not your fault and you can't help those chemical imbalances, you are now solidifying this paradigm that you are sick, that you can never be normal again, that you are out of control because of this diagnosis you have been given. And the truth is, y'all, yeah, depression's real, anxiety's real, but it's absolutely curable. And they're going to tell you, no, it's not. But if you are in the health and fitness industry, then you realize and know that our food and the way that you feel your body and the way you live your lifestyle certainly impacts the oxytocin and the serotonin levels in your brain, which are like your happy chemicals, as well as your dopamine, which is also a very high happy chemical. Your lifestyle and everything you do regarding your lifestyle and what you feed your body all plays a part in those chemicals. Not only that, but understanding and healing from traumatic events that are stuck in your brain and helping you through those and practicing the art of forgiveness can also increase or decrease chemical levels. In conclusion, it's very important that you are finding a therapist that truly wants to help you heal and then not have to see you again unless you need to come back in to talk about something. It's also important to know that you do have the power to overcome things like anxiety and depression and not be on medicine your whole life or expecting everybody on the outside to treat you a certain way because you're sick. Because the truth is your mindset is more powerful than anything in this world, and you have the power to get over anything that life throws you. A therapist is just there to help you pinpoint feelings attached to events or people and then help you on the journey going forward to heal so you can let go of these things and make room for situations and people that are better going to serve you.